Welcome, everyone. My name is Kelly, and I'll be your conference operator for today's national audio conference titled Leadership in a Recession, the 2009 Guide to Getting the Most Out of Your Employees. At this time, all participants are in a listen-only mode. As a reminder, this call is being recorded and will be made available for purchase on CD and transcript. I would like now to introduce your speaker for today, Hunter Lott. Hunter Lott specializes in helping small businesses cope with HR regulations and compliance. He has presented to over 100,000 business owners and managers at all levels of topics such as hiring, firing, attitude, harassment, documentation, and motivation. Mr. Lott, welcome to the program. We are now ready to begin.
Thanks, Kelly. One way of looking at the situation we're in economically, and the numbers are still challenging. This morning, the unemployment rate came out, I think, at 8.1%. But look at this as a once-in-a-business lifetime opportunity. This recession is going to shake us to our core. What do we really like doing? What, as a company, as a unit, are we really good at? Who are my good people, the people I really count on? If I had to start over again, are these the people I'd start with? This is really going to shake us to our core. And even the youngest of us listening, the last time we went through something like this was 80 years ago. Hopefully, the chances of this happening again in the next 70, 80 years will be pretty slim. So I'm going to use this opportunity to take a hard look at myself, my approach, my unit, my company. We're going to talk then in this session about leadership in tough times. And try not to get too hung up on the vocabulary: recession, depression, economic downturn. Try to play as little politics with this as possible, though it's hard with all that's going on. And really focus on, here are resources in terms of leadership, not just managing survival mode, which is part of this, but true leadership. This program is resource-rich. I pulled from all different kinds of areas and people, and it's interesting. You'll see as we go through here some of the strands that go through all the different approaches, whether you're talking Gallup or Dr. John Maxwell on leadership, or the other experts on various communication and area. You'll find some underlying core that they have in common, and we'll focus on that. Trying to find now in tough times this blend of harmony, productivity. This is also going to mean for us in tough times that some managers, leaders are going to do just literally stupid things that we'll look back on, or we're looking on right now going, what were they thinking? Actually, it's going to be easier, I think, to separate ourselves from the supervisor down the hall, from the company across the street. How we respond to this and how we treat people, how we lead the next 2 years, I think will set us up one way or the other for the next 10. So as we get started, think of those of you who heard me before, think of the work environment as a pyramid. Picture a pyramid. This is the way it used to be. Lots of employees at the bottom of the pyramid, and they climbed the corporate ladder until they became Big Joel. Everybody wanted to be Big Joel, the guy in the corner office. When I first went into management, that was it, and you wanted that corner office. You rarely ever saw the person in the corner office. I worked for one company, 2.5, 3 years as a manager, working my way up, and I think maybe a half dozen times I saw the big boss. Now, how big was it? It was a regional office of a major insurance company. There was probably 400 or 500 employees, so we're not talking huge here. But that was what that corner office. That's what you wanted. And once you got to that corner office, you never ever had to deal with the people again. As you look in your slides, and you go to the gyroscope leadership model, slide number 4. Now the work environment's much flatter. It's very hard to hide. Everybody working together to solve problems. The old pyramid rewarded chain of command, rewarded obedience. This gyroscope is a function of speed It's like the old gyroscope toy some of us played with. You pulled the string, and the speed kept it going. If it lost speed, it fell over. Same thing here. Constantly changing, constantly moving. This environment rewards engagement, rewards transparency, communication. HR people are going to be thrilled. This is the stuff we in HR have been talking about for decades. And now it's really showing differences in terms of bottom line. And not, some are really struggling in terms of profit. We're not even talking that. But in terms of just pure survival. I love this quote. The people at the so-called bottom of an organization know more about what's going on than the people at the top. People in the trenches are the ones in the best position to make critical decisions. It's up to leaders to give those people the freedom and the resources they need. We'll see, too, dramatic changes from the old pyramid. We've got much more diversity. Like I said, it's much flatter, people working together. There's also 4 generations at work for the very first time. We'll talk about that a little bit. Actually, I love this generation. The new generation's really going to force us to be better leaders because if we're not paying attention or we're running by the old rules, they're just going to disengage and move on somewhere else. Yes, the recession will take some of that edge off, but in other respects, I think it'll confirm what they believe. Don't go work for a big company. Don't get hooked up or particularly loyal to a boss or a particular company, because look what happens to you. Be ready to move on a dime. The old rules. Look on slide 5. And one thing we do know, employees leave supervisors. They don't leave companies. Most people who voluntarily leave the supervisor. Right? They said my immediate supervisor, whatever that level is the one that drove me crazy. Old rules now that drive people crazy. This factor control. I'm in control. I'm the big boss. I got the big bat. I have the authority. You will respect me because of my title. Well, frankly, in a military situation, that probably works. Some of us that may have had a military background or some training, there's some things that translate very well from the military. Planning, training itself, this idea of consistency. But the old baseball bat, do it because I say so, just doesn't work like it used to. It's not bad, it's just different. We get hung up on different things. You will be here at 8 o'clock. Why? I mean, if the line goes